Hey guys, Miata Man here. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. This is the Father's Day episode of the Miata Barn Find Special. This is the 93 LE that's been sitting for 13 years. Now, what we're doing today is we're going to install a fresh battery and see what works and what doesn't on this car. And we also have cleaned up the rather corroded power plant frame ground, which is right there in the center of the screen. So we should be ready to roll. What we're going to do first is we're going to take out this old battery, which is from November of 2006. So this car hasn't had power to anything in probably 13 years from what we can see. Now we've got a lot of cobwebs in here, so if I start freaking out when I think something's crawling on me, don't laugh, because it's pretty sketchy in there. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's all kinds of weirdness and cobwebs everywhere. So let me stick you in the tripod here and we'll get started and I'll run you through. And hopefully we have success in what we're doing here. So there we go. All right, let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the battery hold down bracket here. This is all factory. It's got the factory length rod here. It's got the 10mm nut on the top. So I'm going to take my 10mm wrench and I'm going to undo that. Looks nice. There we go. So that's our rod. That's the factory length rod. If we're going to put a 51R battery in, we're going to need the longer rod to make that happen, because this one is just the right size for the shorty, for that short battery there, and the one we're going to use is longer. So next we're going to carefully remove the hold down bracket, and what we want to do is turn it kind of sideways like that and then out, and then we can pick it up and out like that, and that's what that bracket looks like. Now we can go after the positive terminal. Again, that's a 10mm. So we're going to get on that and we'll remove that. Then what we're going to do, even though I know this battery's dead, yours might not be if you're doing this ever, so put on a terminal protector. That will stop anything from making contact with the power side of the battery there. So that'll help. Now, the next thing I like to do is I like to sort of pick up the battery out of the tray a bit and pull it out. And that gives you way better access to the negative terminal. And to do this, if your spare tire is in place, this one I've already taken out, you may want to remove your spare tire to make it a bit easier and give you some more room to move. So we'll take this one off. Now this terminal is quite corroded. So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to clean the terminals that are on the car. Now I'll get you in there a bit closer here. You can see how much corrosion and rust is on that. There we are. So the next step is we take our terminal cleaning brush. Most of them look like this. That's for cleaning the battery terminal, and that's for cleaning the terminal inside the car that's connected to the wiring harness. So give them a quick clean. Do the positive too, even though it's been covered and it's not rusty. There we are. So that should do it. Now, I'll show you the battery tray too. That's what they're supposed to look like if you're lucky enough to still have one after all these years. And I'm going to leave that out just for ease of use and for sliding the other battery in and out as I test and do things over the next little while. So I need that terminal protector again. So that's our battery we're using. That's a 51R battery. That's the group size. As you can tell, it's taller than the other one. And what we're going to do, get it in place. We're going to connect the negative first because it's the easy way to get to it. And once that battery's in place, it's very difficult to get to the negative terminal. And to be honest, you're not going to cause any problems by connecting the negative first. Although a lot of guys will tell you otherwise, but it won't cause you any trouble. So there you go. Now we've got that in place. Now we can connect the positive terminal. And let's keep our fingers crossed that we don't have any sparks or smoke or anything weird going on when we connect this for the first time in 13 years. Are you ready? No sparks. Look at that. That's the main thing that guys will tell you. You got to do the positive first, otherwise you get sparks. Well, it's not exactly accurate. I think it depends on the vehicle, and it depends if there's stuff on in the vehicle when you connect the battery. That's usually when the sparks happen. So there we are. So that's tight. I'm not going to connect the hold down because we're not driving it, and the rod is actually not long enough for this battery because it's taller. So there we are. So we've got power now. So the next order of business is to turn the key and find out what happens. Let's get in there and find out. There we are. So I'm going to move you in closer. Get you right in there. Okay. Okay, let's see what goes on here. Yeah, getting into the spider's den here. Ooh. Okay, we're going to put the key to accessory. And we don't have any radio coming on in accessory, but what I've remembered is with the 93 LE, they have the MSS radio. And if my memory serves me correctly, they don't come on unless the car's in the on position. So that's the second position. So it's off, accessory, and then on. And that's usually when these radios come to life. So we'll do that right now. We're in on position. Everything so far is good. We have a working fuel gauge now. It's reading just over about a quarter of a tank. So that's good. I'm glad that there's some fuel in there, but I don't have to deal with a whole lot of fuel when I go in and fix the fuel pump. Now, let's see if the radio comes to life. So far, nothing. Oh, there's the antenna. Let's see if we can get a radio station dialed in here. Let's go after the big hairy fox. Sea Fox, that's my station. And here we go. It works. Awesome. Okay, let's go for tape. See if the tape works. I don't know about the tape deck. Tape deck's a bit dodgy. It's doing something. I don't know what. Okay, so the tape deck's not happy. Don't know what's going on there. It's nah, it won't let me go back to radio anymore either. So that's kind of a bummer. Okay, we had a radio that worked. Maybe if I turn it off again. Maybe it'll let me. Okay, all right. That was short-lived. The radio's kind of on the fritz now, but let's see what else we got. See if we've got fan. Yep, we got fan. We've got wipers that work. And lights. Even the lights work. This is great. Gauge lighting is all working well. And I'd say this is a success. I'm happy about this. Yeah, quite happy. This is a lot of stuff working. So that's great news. We got lights. We got, well, we had radio a while ago until I tried to play the tape. So I don't know what to do about that. Oh well, I'll figure that out later. Anyway, so there you go, guys. This thing actually has power. It's alive. Now the next step in the videos to come will be to open up the fuel tank, check out the fuel sending unit and the fuel pump, which I'm pretty sure are going to be toast. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot going on there. Although we do now have a fuel reading. So that means that the actual fuel gauge is working inside the tank. So that's great, because before it was on dead empty. So now it's come back to life and we have a reading, so that's good news. But we don't have any hum coming from the fuel pump, which is probably good, because we don't want to send fuel to this engine anyway in the condition that it's going to be in. And we don't want to try and start it until we pour some oil down each of the cylinders and also make sure that everything else is okay. So there we go, guys. Thanks for watching. Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. And hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll make more videos real soon.